Hey guys, I'm Silverwolf and I have yet another video about this particular item. It is the Mama Surprise guinea pig from Little Life Pets and Moose Toys. So in the last video that I did of this, I was saying that what would happen if you cared for the guinea pig and put her in the hutch, and the instructions say that if her heart is still lit up and you take her out, it will just pause the timer thing for the babies to come out. But what if I take her out after her heart is no longer lit up? Does it still just continue to give birth to the babies without the mother in the hutch? Or does it stop the process completely? The instructions never really covered that. So I'm going to try that in this video, because I think it would be fun. So as you know, from watching the other videos about this, and you can always find them on my channel, I will link them in the description of this one. You care for your mum guinea pig like this. You give her a celery. And you pet her. And she's got an infrared sensor on her head and a touch sensor as well. It doesn't take very long for her heart to light up. And then she gets ready to have babies. The babies come out of the hutch. They come out of the back of the hutch. She should be nearly ready. There we go. So her heart splits up. So we put her in the hutch like that. Close the doors, which starts the mechanism off. There's the little heart on the hutch as well. And she will eventually go to sleep. Now I've been using this on the fast thing. So every baby comes out after 10 minutes. So you do care for the guinea pig. This happens, a baby is born, care for the guinea pig again, and so on. And there's 3 babies, as I covered in the previous video, so I won't explain everything too much. But the one thing I wanted to do was wait for the mama guinea pig to go to sleep, because she will, I think it takes like a couple of minutes, she'll just yawn and she'll go to sleep. Now I'm thinking, because I have to open up the hutch to get to her, that it will stop the mechanism from working. Now whether it will just pause it or stop it completely for giving birth to the baby, we shall see. But I'm pretty sure that opening the doors will do something with the whole thing with the heart in the middle of the hutch, because it basically turns it off. So we will see what happens. She will yawn and get sleepy. The other experiment I wanted to do is what would happen if you cared for her and the hutch was actually switched off, because you can turn the hutch off. So what would happen if the hutch was actually switched off and you cared for her and she still had babies to give birth to? The funny thing with the whole her making this noise and things like that is, if you know your kids played with the guinea pig and she's going to have her babies overnight, her making a noise like that kind of might keep them up. I mean, I know she doesn't do it for very long, but it might keep the kids up. So we just have to wait for her little heart to turn off. It doesn't take very long. And she goes into standby mode. Excuse me. I suppose to conserve batteries. We shall see how it goes. You can actually pick the hutch up and move it around while she's inside it, by the way. There we go, she's going to sleep now. She gets a bit bored. I think it takes a couple of minutes for her to actually turn off. But the heart above the door stays on. So I'm thinking that it will probably stop the whole process. So if I was to take her out now, while her heart was still lit up, and play with her, she'd be fine because I'm keeping her awake. I'm stopping her from going into standby. But now the heart is no longer lit up. So if I took her out while the heart was still lit up, played with her and popped her back in, the little timer would continue. But now, because she's turned off, when I put her back in, the infrared isn't bouncing off the sensor. So I'm thinking it'll just stop the process. Because while that little heart's lit up above the doors, the timer is still going. But when I open the doors, it'll stop. So let's just see what happens. It's flashing. So that might be pause mode. That could possibly be pause mode. Now, I haven't put her back in. She is here. So let's just close that up and see whether it... Aha. So, once she goes to sleep, you can take her out and just have her outside the hutch. And it will just pause. And the timer will keep going. So that's interesting because the instructions never covered that. All they said about was if you carried on playing with her while her heart was lit up and put her back in the hutch. If you just take her out, it just continues. So in about 8 or so minutes, a baby guinea pig will be born. So let's find out. I've also chosen to try and film it at a different angle as well, for when the babies come out. I'm also not sure whether you can actually manually turn the little turntable inside the top of the hutch. So for example, it's probably going to be the Rockstar baby that comes out first because that's how I've loaded them into the turntable. So if I put him back in and I want him to be born again, could I just turn the turntable backwards and then pop him in the front again and have him come out first? Would that be possible? I don't know. Maybe that's another thing to try. Try and get it to focus in there. It's still focusing on the... There we go. It is unfortunately focusing on the bars. There's nothing much I can do about that. As I put the camera right up to it. Baby should come out any moment. I'm hoping. This is the extent of my morning, just waiting for baby guinea pigs to be born so I can make these videos. Here it comes. And I was right, it's the Rockstar baby. So we'll pop this back on to here. And we will open it up. And here is the baby with his little gift. So that just goes to show that if you take the mother guinea pig out, the cage is still lit up, and it will just pause it until the baby is born. So it doesn't matter if you take the mama out after she's gone back to sleep. You can basically just still carry on doing what you're doing. So here's the mum. So that baby was given birth to without the mum actually being in the hutch. So that was quite interesting. So the next thing I'm going to see is whether or not I can just put the baby guinea pig back in the top of the turntable, like I said before. So we'll put the hutch on the ground. And I'll open it up. Like that. So now that one's the next one that comes out. So can I actually push this back now? As I thought, you cannot, in fact, push it back. It won't move. So now that baby Rockstar has been given birth to, he just has to stay out, or I can put him back in, but it'll be a while before he's given birth to again. I didn't think it would probably move because it just wouldn't make sense. It would make it too flimsy for it to be manually moved like that. So I hope you've enjoyed this little foray into the ins and outs of this product. If you want to see more videos of it, you can click either of the boxes that come up below. If you want to check out my Etsy and New Monday stores, feel free. The links are in the description. I take custom plushies and art and do commissions. And if you want to buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, if you like what I do, all tips are greatly appreciated. So that's all for this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep being awesome. This is Silver signing off.